Question number 5. We recognize the need and benefit of investment in the new industrial park, the Queen Mahoney Water Project, and also the push for 219 completion in creating jobs for the county. What other ideas or plans do you have for increasing jobs within our county?
Well, believe me, nothing would make me happier than to stand here and tell you, hey, tomorrow there's a steel company coming in here, going to create 1,000 jobs tomorrow. But I can tell you right now, that's not going to happen. But I can tell you some things that we've done. We've built Queen Mahoney Pipeline, and that's been built since I've been a commissioner. It started long before I ever got here. We built the Queen Mahoney Pipeline, and I have heard stories about a Coca-Cola plant that wanted to move to Somerset County some years ago. And that plant could not move to this county because they couldn't guarantee the amount of water that they needed. If someone wants to come to this county now, we can guarantee them that amount of water. Some of the other things I would like to do to create jobs, I know 219 is a beaten horse with me. I beat it to death, but I'm telling you, it is estimated that that highway would create 2,400 to 2,600 new jobs between Somerset and Cambria County for the region. So I think that's very, very, very important that we keep up the pressure and try to get that accomplished. I really think it's very important. I said this in the newspaper. One of the things I said, I think not only should we try to get new jobs, which we are trying. We've been working on some things. I worked on a pellet plant down in the North Star Industrial Park. They've had some financial problems. The other thing is, with the economy being the way it is, it's just not that easy to get people to move to Somerset County to get grants to do things. But one of the most important things I think we need to watch, we can't let what happened at Fleetwood happen again anywhere else. You know, with the sale of Wheeler Brothers and some of these other things, we have got to make sure that the businesses we have stay here. That's the most important thing, and then we can try to work on some new ones. Thank you.
I think it's important for us to remember that county government does not directly create jobs. That really is the function of the private sector, always has been, always will be. But I will say that over the past decade, the county commissioners have pursued a very aggressive strategy to really lay the foundation for the county's future growth. You've heard some of the projects enumerated here this evening. We've talked about the Queen Mahoney Pipeline and the construction of the business park. We're also expanding water resources to communities outside of really the traditional Queen Pipeline footprint, with the hopes that someday we will be able to connect those communities. Stoystown, Freedens, Ralpton. Stoystown, in fact, is just around the corner with actually having that water project completed. We also extended the main runway of the Somerset County Airport, continuing our advocacy for 219. We created a Somerset County Business and Education Consortia. We have heard from a lot of folks that our schools have to communicate better with our business community, and our business community has to communicate better with our schools, so that we can connect the disconnect that exists out there to make sure that our young people are actually training for the jobs that are here. That Business and Education Consortia is just getting off the ground. Everybody's talking now, and that certainly is progress. Communication is a wonderful thing when it occurs. I think looking forward, county government has to have the political will to look to drive the responsible expansion of water resources out the Route 31 corridor, get that high-speed telecommunications access that we have talked about for business and education, and that everyone will benefit for generations to come. Thanks.
Folks, that's great. I'd like to do that too. I guess what I'm getting at is everything stems from the debt. Where are we going to get the money to do it with? Pennsylvania is $4 billion in the hole. They're making cuts. They're making cuts to the school. I'm a school teacher at the Somerset County Tech Center, and we've already been told things will probably get a lot tighter next year. Okay? You have to bring the debt down, and then you can bargain with tax rates. You can offer tax incentives, tax cuts. That's just one way, but that is the key way to bring them in. Okay, I lived in Virginia, I visited Jimmy for several years, and they didn't carry much debt. And they were bringing companies in like IBM and Toshiba, the chip plants, over and over and over again. Okay, if they leveraged down the taxes. All right, and I just want to use the rest of my time just to reread a sentence here, just to correct what Jimmy said. It says, the idea that a local government's long-term debt should not exceed 25% of its annual budget. I said ours is 82%. That's our long-term debt. It's not 7%. And then I used 118% with the interest. So I gave you both with and without. And also, our yearly debt service as a percentage of our local real estate taxes is 17.8%. So we have almost 20 cents of the dollar every year going to service that debt. We got to get out of that. Number one priority.
I've heard stories too. Coca-Cola's coming. 219 is going to be finished. Maybe a few years after Schuster either dies or goes away. I mean, why would he want 219 to be completed up here and lose all that business that goes north and south through Bedford on Interstate 29? I mean, let's look at things as life is. No Pollyanna world. We drive businesses away. People can do business cheaper and build things and manufacture things cheaper in other places. So the areas we've got to attack is, how can we help you produce cheaper than the other parties? And we haven't been able to do that. Because if you look at the 2010 census, all of the red lines, meaning people departing counties, come out of Somerset. They're leaving. The blue lines that go into counties are going into Bedford, Blair, and counties around us. Not good. Fleetwood departed, I guess. The foundry once prospered. Steel mills once prospered. How long is it going to take us? What's the name of the airport out here? Is it PBS, Hidden Valley, Seven Springs Airport? Or no, it's Somerset County Airport. I mean, have you gone out there to enjoy it lately? We're putting millions of dollars in it. I mean, you talk about priorities and needs and wants. Let's put the money where it's supposed to go rather than try to get campaign contributions and stay in office as a career politician. Let's tell it like it is, folks. I've got 15 seconds to say, let's get people to the polls and let's get rid of this commission. You need 3 newbies, 3 that share the same values, and they're here tonight. Pick them out.
Yeah, first and foremost, county government doesn't create jobs. The best thing that we can do as county government is to set the environment to enable businesses to grow, both our existing businesses and both new businesses that are looking to come in. Obviously, the water was a problem in our area. You know, when every year we were in drought situations, and every year municipalities had to turn housing projects down because they didn't have enough water to supply them. Hopefully we've got that problem corrected, at least to most of the part of the county. But the other things that we've done is additional infrastructure, as Jeff mentioned, the Laurel Highlands Business Park. There are tax incentives in that. That's what's called, the commissioners designated it as a Keystone Opportunity Zone, which means that any business that gets into that business park will not pay property taxes for 12 years. They will not pay state income taxes for 12 years, and it will give them the ability to get up and running. And we have several people that we're talking with now that are looking to move into that park. Also, we talked a little bit about the airport and the runway extension. You know, when businesses come in, businesses like Severstal and businesses that use our area, they fly into our airport all the time. Well, one of the problems we had was with certain class jets, they couldn't buy fuel at our airport and take off because our runway was too short. So now our runway's extended out over 5,000 feet. But what really matters is when you do these projects, you bring these state and federal grants in from all over the state and the country, they come in here and they pay local contractors who are working here. And that brings money into our economy. And it's really, the economy is driven by money. So the more money we can put into our economy, the better we are. The better we are. Thank you.
If I could answer that question, I could become a millionaire overnight. It's very unfortunate that as we all live in the community, we drive by all the vacant buildings, we see the storefronts that are closed up. We've kind of let that happen over the last 25 years here in Somerset. Every time any new movement was made to put a new building in, it was on the outskirts of Somerset. I serve on a bank board of directors, and we have this conversation pretty often. And it is up to the business people. But some of these storefronts, if you were to put a business in there with the ones on the outside that are very large, like Lowe's and all of those, how would they impact you? The Chamber of Commerce has been doing a lot of good things. I think they've been dovetailing with the county a little bit already, going into those communities and working with the business owners and trying to help them to maybe cut some of their costs and to move forward. I think we need a little bit more of that. I think people need to get a little bit more excited and work together, even those people that are in the same type of business, working hand in hand and together to try to improve the business grouping. I think we need to market Somerset County. It's marketed now as a tourist attraction. We somehow need to get something more than that. We've got to help get people like Fleetwood and like Pete Leist that's down there now, and a lot of the other ones. Gilmore's left and gone. And I was concerned when I saw Wheeler Brothers being sold, although based on what little bit I read in the newspaper, that there's some opportunity for that building to be leased for 29 years or 30, but that doesn't mean it wouldn't go away. So I think we need to be active as a county. We need to work with those existing businesses, and we need to pull them together ahead of time and talk with them and share with them. Thank you.